Attention, if you have been impacted by Florida unemployment, stay tuned for important information on how you can get involved with holding the DEO accountable. Subscribe and click the bell for alerts as new videos, resources, and updates become available. Your like, comment, share, and donation make these resources possible.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back. Florida Unemployment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all things Florida unemployment. So, want to give you guys a quick update as to where I am. On Monday evening, I was finally able, after 3 full months of applying for MEUC, which is that Mixed Earners Unemployment Compensation, $100 a week, and finally able to go through that exhausting process that ultimately took the better part of Monday. On Tuesday, I woke up to this email, which was hopeful, because another problem that I was having at the time was I had an ID lock on my Connect account, because we are talking about 2 different accounts. I had to apply through PEGA for that MEUC, which we shouldn't really be using, let alone talking about a year after the onset of this pandemic. But nevertheless, I finally was able to do that on Monday, and on Tuesday morning, woke up to what I thought was the solving of my problem with my Connect account being locked for ID verification. Got the email from Maria back that said basically my Connect account was unlocked. I had emailed about a half dozen people, so I'm going to give you Maria's email address. I can't tell you that she's the one for you to contact, but I emailed each one of these people individually. That was my directive from Vanessa, and she basically said, email these people along with a copy of your signed social security card and driver's license with, of course, your claimant's ID in the subject line saying that your account's locked and you'd like to have it unlocked. Maria was able to do that for me and turn that email around back over the course of like 12 hours, because I think I emailed her on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and by Tuesday morning, when I woke up at like 8 in the morning, she had emailed me and said that the account was unlocked. So I had no reason to think that I was, I was now thinking that my now problem was waiting for the replenishment trigger, right? Up until the day before yesterday, I guess, which was Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday. Or yesterday, when I claimed when I claimed my last week that I had been holding out on claiming, because we've been given the directive to not deplete our balance, our WBA. We'll leave at least 1 week of weekly benefit amount in our accounts. So don't exhaust, but don't let it expire. You get it? The first priority is don't let it exhaust, meaning leave at least 1 week in your account before the trigger is put into place supposedly this weekend. More on that in a second. But leave at least 1 week, meaning don't pay yourself. Don't get yourself paid for 1 week of unemployment benefits that you're rightly owed. Now that's tough. That's tough for people in the best case situations. And there's nothing about Florida's unemployment system with the Department of Economic Opportunity. When I get excited, I stutter. It's just, I'm sorry, I'm worked up, I'm charged up. I mean, we shouldn't be having to do YouTube videos and pretty much document how horribly run this thing is. But we do. We have to. And there's resource groups, there's a support group that it's like pretty much the #1 group that people are actually getting information from. They're getting advice, they're getting guidance from Vanessa Brito. She's a community activist and political consultant. Hit up the description or just ask me for the link in the comments below if you need, 1, the link for the group, and 2, if you want the link for the new all-in-one form. And by the way, it sounds like that all-in-one form closes tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. What is the all-in-one form? Well, it's the form that Floridians are using right now to report the problems that they're likely experiencing with their issues for the Department of Economic Opportunity and their claim. So if you're having a problem with your unemployment, the form that you're going to want to use right now, that's open only until this evening, I would get in there right now. You can do one of 2 things. You can either hit up the description for the link, you can ask me in the comments below, or 3, better yet, you can just join the group, ask me for the link to the group, and then go into the group yourself. Because don't trust me. I mean, don't just click on any link to give your claimant ID and your social and all this stuff. You got to really be careful right now. There are scammers. There are people that are trying to, get your information, because there's about 1 billion people right now that are desperate just to get money. So don't be so desperate that you just send your information to people without vetting them a little bit. And Vanessa Brito is one of those few people that you can actually count on to give you information. So my first piece of advice is get in the group. Start following her directives. Start following the directives that the majority of the group will steer you in, because everybody's kind of following her. And she's really the only one that's consistently been giving us advice and guidance, you know, and communicating with the DEO. Yeah, there's other places you can get these forms, but I don't know that any other place has made these forms so accessible. So that really highlights just how much help she's given to people. So yeah, there are other Facebook groups, but I found them to just not be accurate, sometimes not be helpful. This is pretty much a no-nonsense group. You're going to get the info out of all the groups that are out there, and I'm in every one of them. This is the one to be in. If you're scheduled to claim weeks today, or Monday, you might want, on Friday or Monday. If you're scheduled to claim benefit weeks on Friday or Monday, you may want to do it today, because Connect's going to be down on Friday and on Monday. It's going to have a 4-day weekend to do that replenishment trigger. So basically what's going to happen is right now, myself included, I haven't had the replenishment trigger. In fact, I'm now in a lock status before I can even get that, but I haven't had that replenishment trigger yet, like you guys haven't had. So we don't have that new balance in our account that'll get us through to August. Supposedly over this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday, the Connect website is going to be down. So just plan on the Connect website having that 4-day weekend and you not being able to get back on it until Tuesday. If you need to claim your weeks, do it today, because you're not going to be able to do it until Tuesday. Take screenshots, because you're not going to be able to get in until Tuesday. It is expected that those who were bumped to regular, ineligible, and pending in December and this month, who completed the all-in-one form, will be included in the global transition, likely to take place over this weekend, meaning Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so that when we wake up, if you got bumped to regular, ineligible, you should no longer be in ineligible status on Tuesday, in theory. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that, because I've got a pre-existing condition for myself, which is that ID lock. I don't even know if I'll be out of that second ID lock by Tuesday, let alone back in regular status. But yeah, if you don't really fully understand what we're talking about, the directive has been that we're not to, 1, exhaust, or 2, let the weekly benefit amounts expire. So let me say that again. The first priority is to not get down to a 0 balance before your new balance gets put in. But secondly, you don't want your weeks to expire. So if you get down to the point where you have to certify, you're going to want to certify. You're not going to want to let your weeks expire, but go ahead and hold off if you can. Now, I couldn't hold off any longer, and so on Tuesday, I had to certify for that week that I should have last week. Yeah, last week. And I held off to try to compensate for the problems that the DEO has. So basically, we're being asked we're being asked to not pay ourselves. That's what this boils down to. If by some reason you don't understand what's going on here, you're not in the Florida unemployment system, or you just don't get what's going on, we're being asked to not pay ourselves. We're being asked to proactively not choose to ask for the money that we'd otherwise be entitled to compensate for the DEO's failure a year after they've demonstrated this is just business as usual for them. So we already talked about this. The DEO will be implementing PUA replenishment triggers starting tomorrow, and it will be offline through the weekend and possibly Monday. Hold off on exhausting your PUA balance until the triggers have been added to avoid a repeat of December, where folks who exhausted were bumped to regular ineligible, and many are still waiting. Yeah. We're also being told to do not exhaust, just to ensure that you get your extension updates as quickly as possible. I don't know what that means, but that's what we're being told. I'm just reading it verbatim. So I have to wonder, I don't even know. There is a new all-in-one form. So if you need the all-in-one form, hit up the comments, hit up the description, more better, hit up the group. Don't just put your information on any form that any Tom, Dick, or Harry gives you, because this is sensitive information. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there right now that'll take advantage of you. Guys, there's a whole lot more information if you jump into the group. You can follow me here, of course, on my YouTube channel. Highly recommend that you do that, because as this stuff changes, I try to keep you guys in the know, and take some time out of my day to help you guys out. Help me out if you're able to. There is a tip jar in the comments below. Until next time, have a great afternoon.
Attention, if you have been impacted by Florida unemployment, stay tuned for important information on how you can get involved with holding the DEO accountable. Subscribe and click the bell for alerts as new videos, resources, and updates become available. Your like, comment, share, and donation make these resources possible.